Welcome back, Sports Biz Campers. We're back here with Wes in our Chalk Talk interview. This will be broken into 4 quarters since we are in sports entertainment. Jumping right into it, Wes, we'll start off with your name, where you're from, and where you work.
Absolutely. Wes Moon, born in Charlotte, North Carolina, now working in Chicago, Illinois. My job title is I'm an emerging technology analyst for E15. And we are a subsidiary of Levy, food and beverage concessionaire company for sports and entertainment venues across North America.
Perfect. So what is one aspect of working in sports or alongside with sports that you appreciate the most?
Yeah, it's definitely the shared passion of the folks that I work with. A lot of folks who work in sports professionally follow that all the way through. Sports means a lot to them for a variety of different reasons. And they bring that importance and those values to them into their jobs every single day. And being able to, kind of ride the highs and then bear through the lows with folks like that, with that shared motivation. That's my favorite.
Absolutely. And speaking to your point of passion and it being a driving force in people's careers, what does sports mean to you, and how has sports changed and cultivated your career?
Yeah, I'm an only child, Christian, so I don't have brothers and sisters. Sports was a way for me to instantaneously connect with someone else who's also rooting for, in my case, growing up, Duke Blue Devil basketball. Today, I'm rooting for the Phoenix Suns. Tougher to find my fellow Suns fans, but they're out there. To me, it's that connection that you can bond with someone who's also rooting for your team. And then as an athlete myself, growing up playing sports, I think there's few to no better ways than to understand the importance of teamwork and working for a shared objective than playing sports with your teammates side by side. So
when you were younger, initially, what did you want to do for a career?
Yeah, I wanted to be an athlete and made it all the way to the college ranks and playing college football, and then learned that that was not in the cards for me. So then I pivoted to the next closest thing in my mind. And I've always had an interest in business. So wanting to be working on the business side of a sports team was something that I always wanted to do growing up, and kind of led me down the path that I'm on today.
When you were in this time of figuring out that maybe the NFL or going overseas or playing elsewhere in other leagues wasn't really an option, and you found that was your niche in the business realm of it, what things did you do to kind of figure out that there was even this sector or career in sports?
Yeah, a really eye-opening thing for me is when I graduated from my undergraduate studies in college. I then enrolled and did a master's program out here in Arizona at Arizona State that was dedicated to taking classes out of the business school and the law school, all dedicated to learning more about the sports industry. And bringing what you learn from law and business into it. That was really eye-opening for me. I learned much more about sports from that experience. And then through that process, I learned how to probably connect with professionals working in those jobs today. And I took every opportunity I could to connect with those folks and ask as many questions as I could. And that's really what helped me better understand the landscape.
Well, I know for me, growing up, that there really wasn't you really didn't know that there was an actual career in it. So who was a person, or what was an experience that kind of showed you that there was a way and kind of cultivated your mindset and going into your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was actually my work experience that I got. So I had a great opportunity to work in the athletic department at Arizona State Athletics, Sun Devil Athletics. And I did that for right around 9 to 10 months, actually in inside sales. So selling tickets to potential season ticket buyers across all sports out there at ASU. And then transitioning to a role as an intern for the Arizona Diamondbacks, which really gave me that exact exposure that I was looking for, seeing kind of the ins and outs of an organization, a professional sports organization. And really seeing what that truly meant. Just even having those opportunities really had the same impact as it had on you, kind of just learning that could be a career, and then following through to see what it actually looked like day in, day out.
Perfect. So transitioning to our regular season in your current role today at E15, if a student were to shout at you on your day-to-day, what would they see you doing?
Yeah, mainly two things. I'm either probably on a call, talking about something with either an internal team member for my current company, or a client, walking them through something that they're interested in. And the second thing is I'm building those deliverables that we're presenting to them. So in my specific role as an emerging technology analyst, I'm guiding a lot of our partners through ways that they can think through how technology can enable their best guest experience possible when you go to that sports game. And so I'm working with my team members from our data analytics side of the company on saying, what is the data telling us, both about the guests and about technology that we could potentially bring? I'm merging that information together into these presentations, and then I'm delivering them to the appropriate stakeholders.
So what would you say are two of your favorite aspects or satisfying pieces of your job?
First and foremost, it's when I can assist my teammates and my team members at E15 with projects that they're working on, either for a specific partner or client, or just a greater strategy project overall. If I can assist them in providing the information that they need, or we can help build something together, that's incredibly satisfying. And then seeing projects end to end from start to finish, understanding what the business problem is and thinking through a potential solution, road mapping how we can kind of enable or execute that solution, presenting it to the right folks who would sign off, and then seeing it all the way to completion. It's really great to kind of go through that whole process, take a step back and say, wow, we started here and this is where we are today. That's really satisfying for me too.
So what is like your favorite project that you worked on, or an assignment that's really kind of changed your career and your perspective on this data and technology?
I've been able to collaborate with a team that has worked in the past, slightly separate from what folks may be familiar with, at an Amazon Go store, where you walk in, you grab your food items, and then you just walk out. But similar technology, we've been able to actually bring to a sports venue. This is at the United Center today, where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play. And then thanks to coronavirus and COVID, we were about 4 days away from launching it to the public. But the market is there, and it will be there when the venue opens back up and we finally have fans back in seats watching the Bulls and the Blackhawks. But it's a really unique experience for those who've never been to an Amazon Go store, where you are walking into this marketplace. You're able, through technology, to be detected in a secure, private way, and then you grab your items, and then you're just right back to your seat and catching the action. And it was a very complex project that a lot went on to execute. And I leaned on so many different groups of people. It was absolutely a collaborative team effort. I'm just the one here speaking on it today. But that was a project that I got to work on that I'm really proud of, and especially when we can get that store open, it's really cool.
When working on those long and extensive projects, what is one skill that helps you succeed and really pushes your career forward in the sports industry?
Yeah, attention to detail is what comes to mind first, because you have a lot of very important things happening across a lot of different teams in a project like that one, where I'm working one day with our marketing and communications team, and then the next day I'm working with our design and construction team, and the next day I'm working with our legal and finance teams. My job as more or less a project manager was to make sure that there were no gaps, and that communication was shared between those groups effectively. And attention to detail really enables you to communicate that and make sure that there are no blind spots. Everyone's caught up to speed, everyone stays on track, everyone knows what the objectives are, and you hit your deadlines, you hit your timelines, so that you can bring a project to life.
Rounding off in our last quarter in the playoffs with some career advice. Wes, if you could go back and tell your high school self one piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, it's a hybrid of two things. One, truly believe that it will be as exciting as you think it will be and hope it will be, because that's exactly how mine has shaped out to be. It's even more exciting than I thought it could. And the second is to never be complacent. Always push yourself to be better at your job. Never become satisfied with your current work product. Always think through ways that you can improve and be the best employee and team member that you can be.
Perfect. So after attending this camp, what is the very next step a high school student should take to potentially be in a career like yours?
Yeah, reach out. Connect with folks whose paths interest you, whose current careers and jobs interest you. Connect with them in any way possible, in a mindful, polite way, but really ask for their time and ask them, really knowledgeable questions that would help you inform your decision on, what you want to study, where you want to go to school, what your first jobs in sports want to look like, how you build that up, your own career roadmap. People will be incredibly sharing with their time. You just need to put yourself out there and reach out, engage, and set up some time with the folks. They'll be happy to help others. We've all been helped in getting to where we are, and we're ready to pay it back.
Thank you for your time. It's definitely been informational and insightful for me, and I definitely feel like it's going to be something that the campers will see value in. So closing out, campers, we have a lot more content coming up. We'll end it off with some peace signs for our campers from me and Wes. Anything you got to say to end it off for us, Wes?
It's been a pleasure, Christian. I hope everyone enjoys the camp. It's awesome, something I wish I could have done when I was in high school.